As dawn broke over the citadel, Ariadne made her way through the winding streets and out into the world beyond its protective walls. The road stretched before her, lined with towering trees that whispered secrets in a gentle breeze. She walked with purpose, her senses attuned to every rustle and murmur of the forest. It wasn't long before she came upon a clearing where a young boy worked tirelessly at a makeshift forge, hammering a blade with a precision that belied his years. Recognition flickered in Ariadne's eyes. She remembered him, the fear-ridden youth with the taste of his mother's blood on his lips. 2 winters had passed. Like the sword he was forging, he seemed to have been tempered by fire. His childish softness had been replaced by the lean hardness of adolescence. His eyes no longer wide with terror, but narrowed in fixed concentration. She felt a faint, unexpected pang of intrigue. As she approached, Altissimus paused and turned, his gaze meeting hers in a silent exchange that spoke of shared, unutterable loss. A spark of something profound passed between them, a connection that bypassed words and went straight to the scar tissue of the heart. Without a word, Ariadne continued her journey. Yet, for some inexplicable reason, the image of the boy at his forge remained etched in her mind. For the next 4 years, Ariadne became a storm moving across the land. Her campaigns were not mere raids, they were surgical strikes of calculated terror. She would descend upon Athanatos' garrison villages not with an army, but like a natural disaster, swift, brutal, and absolute. Her reputation evolved from myth to a palpable dread. She was the Akai Tsuki shinobi, a scarlet shadow, a godlike slayer's herald, a tale told to frighten soldiers around campfires. In the first year, she targeted watchtowers and supply caravans, leaving piles of dead arranged in grim, silent tableaus, a message written in corpses. By the second year, she began liberating entire villages, not through inspiration, but through extermination. She would execute the occupying captains herself, her methods growing increasingly theatrical and cruel. A man who had whipped a child might find his own tendons severed before his throat was cut. She was not just killing enemies, she was crafting a legend of retribution, and with each life taken, the cold ember of her vengeance glowed hotter. Her skills, already formidable, became transcendent. She could move through a guarded town like mist, silencing sentries without a sound. Her combat was less like fighting and more like a dark dance. Every opponent's move anticipated, every counterstrike ending in ruin. The whispers said she could not be touched, that blades passed through her like smoke, that she fed on the fear of her foes. During these years, Altissimus's path often crossed with hers. She would glimpse him at the edge of a village she had just freed, helping to bury the dead, or see him practicing forms alone in a glade, his movements echoing her own teachings with startling fidelity. Their encounters were fleeting, charged with an unspoken understanding, but she always turned away first. It wasn't until he came of age at 16 that he finally approached her directly. She was roasting a hare over a low fire in a ruined barn, the scent of charred meat and old blood in the air.
I've watched you from afar, Akai Tsuki shinobi. I wish to join you, to fight alongside you.
If you wish to be a soldier, take a post with the rebellion's army.
You know what happened to me. It was as if I was there, but I was not. My body was stone. I did nothing. Out of fear. I battle that failure every day. No one grasps the depth of my anger. But I see the same anger in you, the same thing that eats at me.
Do not confuse grief with guilt.
Granted. But I assure you my anger far outweighs my guilt.
My mother was murdered before my eyes. I watched her life bleed into the sand while her killer mocked my helplessness. Do not come here with your anger, trying to prove something to yourself.
You saved my life. Allow me to protect you. I owe you a life debt.
Do I look like I need protection?
Everyone needs somebody at some point.
Where I tread, I walk alone.
Please, allow me to regain my honor.
You are not my responsibility. I am Ariadne.
Yet, after a long moment's hesitation, she gave a single, curt nod. A newfound, cautious camaraderie was born. Altissimus introduced himself properly, and they traveled together. He proved relentless in battle, his style a mirror of her own efficiency, though tempered by a protective instinct she lacked. They liberated villages, rallied desperate allies, and with each victory, Ariadne's legend swelled. She was unbeatable. She was a force of nature. But as time passed, a calculated showmanship began to underscore her violence. It was no longer enough to win, she had to be seen winning. Ariadne began engineering her attacks not just for efficiency, but for spectacle. She would leave a single, traumatized survivor to babble about the red-haired demon who moved like shadow and killed with cruel, artistic precision. She started challenging garrison commanders to single combat in front of their own troops, not to swiftly end them, but to dismantle their technique, humiliate their strength, and then deliver a final gruesome blow that would be seared into the memory of every witness. She arranged corpses not just as warnings but as symbols. A grim crescent moon of the dead outside one town, a crude sun with spear rays of bodies outside another. This was not mere arrogance, nor a drift from Shojin's teachings. This was a new, dark curriculum of her own design. She was crafting a legend so loud, so bloody, and so deliberately terrifying that it would echo through war councils and throne rooms. She was no longer just hunting prey. She was laying a trail of carnage as bait. Each massacre, a challenge shouted into the dark, meant for one specific pair of ears. For despite the carnage, the true powers had not yet stirred. No elemental had deigned to face her. This silence was an insult. To duel a god, she first had to prove she was a scourge worthy of a god's own general. She needed a foe whose defeat would shake the pillars of the world and force the heavens to look down. Her purpose crystallized. She would summon the Lord of War himself. Her theatrical killing sprees were a calculated campaign to seize Belam's gaze. The general of the great army of the North, commander of the Lumen Legion, would be her gatekeeper, her proving ground. He was the penultimate peak she must conquer to force her destiny into the open. She set the stage in her mind for a confrontation that would shake the foundations of the world, a proverbial clash of titans where only the strongest would emerge. Ariadne's destiny awaited. Her true power, she believed, was yet to be fully unleashed. She stood on the precipice of a battle that would determine her fate and, she hoped, finally allow her to bury her grief alongside her mother.